What Durvesh Shah, a Muslim saint, said about Shirdi Sai Baba. Imambhai Chotakhan heard the greatness of Shirdi Sai Baba at the age of 65 years. He lived in Vaijapur, about 40 kilometers from Shirdi, in Aurangabad district. He was surrounded by problems. He consulted a Muslim saint, Durvesh Shah, for a way out of his problems. And that time he was much disturbed by a legal proceeding in the court between him and his paternal aunt. Durvesh Shah said, "Child, there is a person living in Shirdi. He is greater than all the great souls. He is all-powerful. If he showers his grace, then nothing is impossible. He is one with Almighty God. Have his darshan and pray to him. Your wishes will be fulfilled." Therefore he visited Shirdi. He met Sai Baba near Gonkar's house. At that time Dixitwada was being built, 1910, and the Sadhu Vijayanand Swami from South India was here. Sai Baba was standing and a lady was taking darshan in this lane. Imambhai had a doubt about Shirdi Sai Baba's spiritual greatness according to his religious background. He thought, how could a fakir accepting and propagating Hindu rituals like Aarti, Dhuni, worship, could be one of the greatest souls? So, Durvesh Shah had advised him to repeat the first chapter of Quran behind Sai Baba's back, and not to accept any gift from him. Accordingly he stood behind Baba at some distance and started the repetition of the first chapter of Quran, with the word Bismillah in his mind. As soon as he began, Sai Baba turned around and faced him. Angrily he said, "Who are you? Why have you come to ask me something, as if you are my father?" And Baba showered abuses at him. He was terrified. Then, Sai Baba went to mosque, Dua Kamai, uttering words which were impossible to understand. Imambhai too followed Sai Baba and sat in the pavilion of Masjid Dua Kamai. He couldn't climb up the stairs of Masjid without the permission of Baba. 2 days later Kaka Dixit tried to help Imam Khan, so that he could be fortunate enough to sit in the sacred masjid with Baba. Kaka Sahib Dixit tried to explain Sai Baba, "Baba, these are your children. Why are you angry with them?" referring to Imambhai. The all-knowing Baba replied, "You called him a child. He has beaten a teacher to death." Imam Chotakhan instantly knew that Baba was talking about his past deed. He was Nizam Sepoy in the Mamlada office. He had gone to help the police in an investigation. A Christian teacher had failed to give prompt information and so Imam Khan had beaten him severely. The master bled in his mouth and had fallen senseless. He had fled away on Mamlada's advice. In addition to his present problem, Imam Khan was also afraid of getting prosecuted for his past deed. He was still afraid of Baba, so he didn't climb the step of the mosque. 3 days later, few close devotees of Shirdi Sai Baba took him up the steps of mosque. These were Kasimpai, son of Bade Baba, Jog, and Kaka Dixit. Finally, he was fortunate enough to take darshan of Sai Baba in Masjid Dua Kamai. Sai Baba touched his head and said, "Do not fear. Allah Malik." He stayed in the sacred Shirdi for another 1¾ months. During that period Baba told him, "You go back. Your land disputes will be settled and your relations will remain friendly." He went back to his village and filed a case in court against his mother-in-law for the possession of lands. It ended 7 years later. He got the possession of land for he which had filed the case. Have faith and be patient. Om Sai Ram.